today we are doing the AFC North Predictions video, and we are going to just jump straight into the standings. And mostly you see teams finishing fourth in each season and then going to first. Well, this year I think a team finishes first and falls down to fourth. I think the Baltimore Ravens are the worst team in the AFC North. And I'm going to give you my reasons why. Number one, I think losing C.J. Mosley is a lot for that defense to overcome. C.J. Mosley is one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Losing him is huge for the Ravens. They also lost Terrell Suggs and Zadarius Smith. Terrell Suggs, end of his playing days, I know, but that's a leader in the locker room still. Zadarius Smith, good pass rusher, underrated, but not the biggest loss for them to worry about. C.J. Mosley, on the other hand, leader in the locker room, and one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Also, losing Eric Weddle, and I know replacing him with Earl Thomas, but Earl Thomas, coming off a broken leg, looking at the wrong side of 30, I do not like that move. And now we're going to move to the offense. Lamar Jackson's not someone I've ever been high on, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think he'll play the entire season this year. He does not protect himself when he runs with the football. He doesn't. He takes unnecessary sacks, he doesn't give himself up, and he doesn't slide when he's running midfield. Or he doesn't go out of bounds when he's by the sideline. He's way too risk-taking for me to like at the quarterback position. He needs to protect himself. He also has issues reading defense time to time. He'll make some stupid turnovers happen, and that will not help the Ravens' case. If he does get hurt, you look at RG3 being the backup. RG3's had injury issues in the past. Not really the best thing you want for your backup quarterback. And if you get down to it, you got Trace McSorley, quarterback from Penn State, who, yes, he did play good at Penn State, but he's not really the prototypical NFL quarterback due to his size and throwing ability. You look at their offense, I'm not sold on their wide receivers. I did not like Hollywood Brown that much coming out of college this past year. I feel like he was overrated due to the Oklahoma system, playing in the Big 12, and his speed. The offensive line has always been shaky with Baltimore in recent years. They have really never gone stable, and that's something you need if you're going to have rush-heavy offense. You also look at the running backs. Justice Hill, love that draft pick, but Mark Ingram's on the wrong side of 30, and that's not good if you're a running back. Losing to Alex Collins last year, who, even though I'm not his biggest fan, I think is better than Mark Ingram at this point in his career. Now let's go to the third place team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Bengals are more improved this year due to the fact I think they'll be healthier. The Bengals were really good last year until injuries started taking them down. If they can stay healthy for a good majority of the season, I think they can finish 6-10 or 7-9. Now, do I think the Bengals are a playoff team? No, not yet. Andy Dalton needs a lot of things to go right for him to be the quarterback that we once saw a couple years ago. Don't know if that's the case with Zach Taylor. We'll find out. Joe Mixon, good running back. I'm expecting him to break out, but we've been expecting this for the past couple seasons, and it's not yet to happen. Their offensive line, I thought, would be much improved with the addition of Jonah Williams, but him suffering an injury and being placed on IR, it's not good. Courtney Glenn is a good tackle, and he did improve them last year. Also, hopefully getting Billy Price for the entire season will improve them immediately. Tyler Eifert, I just hope he stays healthy. Great tight end, just want him to stay healthy. AJ Green already dealing with some injury issues, but on the bright side, they have Tyler Boyd, who last year showed he has the ability to be a good wide receiver for them. Look, defensive side, you have Carlos Dunlap, Geno Atkins. Those guys are established. You lost Vontaze Burfict, but some people can actually see that as addition by subtraction. You have Dre Kirkpatrick, who is an average corner, William Jackson, who has shown the potential to be a great cornerback, and Jesse Bates out of Wake Forest last year, who showed potential to be a great safety in their back end of the secondary. Now, the one guy I really think is slipping through the radars a bit, flying under the radar, say, is Sam Hubbard. He really fell a lot in the draft for me a couple years ago. I would have taken him probably in the second round, to be honest. I thought where the Bengals got him was a great addition to their team, and he has done a great job for them. He had a great career in Ohio State, and he looks like he can be great for the Bengals. Maybe replacing Carlos Dunlap or Geno Atkins in the future. Now the second place team, the loudmouth Cleveland Browns. I'm not as high on them as everyone else. I think they're currently an 8-8 team. There are too many factors that I don't like on them that a lot of people seem to love. Freddie Kitchens, not sold. He came in, called some plays, but that's really it. He was an intern last year. He wasn't an official offense coordinator. I think a lot of people forget that. He's never had the head coaching gig. He's a rookie coach. He's a rookie coach, let's face it. And you also got to take for the fact for the first 8 games, it'll really take for that new offense to be fully implemented. For a young quarterback, that's not always the best. Another thing I don't care for Baker's attitude. And I know it fits Cleveland to a T, but does not fit a quarterback to a T. I'd prefer to see him mature. I know a lot of people love his rah-rah mentality, but I'm not sold on it. To me, it's almost like a front, and he's insecure about something. He's insecure about his spot, and it feels like a front. That's just my honest opinion. I think losing Duke Johnson is huge, though. I think replacing Duke Johnson is going to be hard for them to do in their passing game. You can say they got Odell, they have Jarvis Landry, they have David Njoku, who I think will have a good year. Here's the thing. When you get Duke Johnson matched up on a linebacker, that's dangerous. Duke Johnson is the best receiving back in the league. You can talk about Le'Veon Bell all you want, but watch Duke Johnson play, and you'll change that very soon. Duke's a great player, and I think it'll be hard for them to replace him. That being said, I like their 1-2 combo when Kareem Hunt's not suspended. I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt can be a good combo together. My concern is, can you trust Kareem Hunt? I don't know. And another concern for that running back core, Nick Chubb's had a couple knee surgeries already. That is scary, and I like Nick Chubb. I think he's a great running back, but a couple knee surgeries, that's just scary for me personally. Defensively, surprisingly, they did not finish where I thought they would in defense last year. They finished in the bottom half of the league, which actually surprised me because I thought they had a good defense last year. I like Denzel Ward a lot. I think he's a young up-and-coming cornerback that really you're not going to want to play against. I think Myles Garrett's a young up-and-coming pass rusher you do not want to play against. But other than that, there's really no one else that screams elite to me. They have good players, yes. I love Greedy Williams a lot. I thought that was a great pick for Dorsey in the second round. I thought that was great. But he's unknown. We don't know about rookies. We think we know, but we don't. I ultimately don't know about the Browns. And one last concern, that Odell Beckham trade. You got a wide receiver where you already had Jarvis Landry. You don't weaken an important position like the offensive line. And you can say safety as well, but I think Kevin Seifler is the big loss in this trade for the Browns. I don't like the fact they weakened themselves at the O-line and didn't replace it to where I think it should be. Now, that being said, John Dorsey, he's a good GM. He maybe did something that I am yet to see. But personally, I don't like the trade currently for the Browns. I thought they gave up too much in Jabril Peppers, Kevin Zeitler, and a first-round pick. Now, to be said, it's to be determined. But currently, I think the Browns' O-line took a major hit with that trade, and I expect to see some more pressure to Baker, a little less time for the running back to get going. Defenders will be back there a bit sooner. I think Zeitler is a great guard, and I think it was a bad trade. That being said, they should finish around 8-8 in my mind. The Pittsburgh Steelers will finish with the division. Are we that surprised? I mean, they had a down year last year due to all the drama. They got rid of the drama. They got rid of Bell and Brown. Brown, he's a good wide receiver. He's someone that you want to play on Sundays for you. But what it looks like in Oakland currently, looks like you don't want him Monday through Saturday to deal with. He looks like the guy you want to show up on Sunday, But Monday through Saturday, you're kind of sick of him. That being said, he is a huge loss. But the Steelers have always been good at replacing wide receivers. Hines Ward, they replaced him with Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace, they replaced him with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown looks like Juju Smith-Schuster's time. Another guy to watch out for is Deontay Johnson as well. Deontay has looked good in the preseason, the one game we've seen him. And if you watch his college tape, his routes are really good. That being said, he's just a rookie, so most likely you'll see Dante Moncrief and James Washington play opposite of Juju this year. James Washington struggled a bit last year, but looks better this year. It looks like he's tracking the ball better in the preseason, which is good. Offense line. Here's where the biggest loss probably happened for the Steelers, but won't come into effect until next year or when this offense line starts falling apart. Losing Mike Munchak is huge. That being said, the Steelers still have 4 great offense linemen in Villanueva, Marquise Pouncey, David Castro, and Ramon Foster. I think those 4 guys are great at their positions and they know what to do on the football field. The right tackle position, it currently looks like Matt Filer is going to be the starting offense of tackle at right tackle. That can change. It could be Jakeem Okafor. Sorry if I butcher his name. I'm not the best with wonky names, and he's got a wonky name. You look at running backs, you got James Conner, Jalen Samuels, Benny Snell. Benny, he's impressed me on special teams, but rookie, again. Jalen Samuels, he had a great game against New England last year. It'll be very interesting to see how they use him in change of pace situations with James Conner this year. I think that'll be very interesting. Tight ends, you have Vance McDonald, Xavier Grimble, and Zach Gentry. Vance McDonald is by far the best tight end on that team, but they could use an addition. I'd watch them to see if they're going to make a move for Luke Wilson at all. If the Raiders feel like cutting him, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers went and tried to make a trade, or if he does just get cut, I wouldn't be surprised if they went and signed him. You got Ben Roethlisberger. It's enough at the quarterback position. Defense. Joe Hayden, if he stays healthy, he'll be their number 1 corner. Artie Burns, I love Artie. I think he's got a lot of talent, but right now it's untapped talent. He seems to have no confidence sometimes when he's out on the field, and that needs to change, or else he's probably going to be gone. You did add Steven Nelson to be your other corner, who I think can play good, but my hope is, as a Steelers fan, is Artie Burns shows up this year and gets confidence and takes over that role. But currently, I'm fine having Steven Nelson as a second corner opposite of Joe Hayden. Safeties, you got Sean Davis, who has been a good safety for them. Not great, not bad, just good. He's been solid. You got Terrell Edmonds, who might be kind of a guy you watch out for this year. He played good last year for a rookie, and looks like he's coming along fine. From everything you read from training camp reports, from preseason games if you watch him play, he looks good and ready. Linebackers, you got Mark Barron, who might be the sneaky addition in this division this offseason. Mark Barron is going to be the guy to kind of work with Devin Bush and give him better on coverage. Vince Williams, he's not a good coverage linebacker. He's a pass rusher at the middle linebacker position. Mark Barron, he's a better coverage guy. He's a good tackler, but he's better in coverage. You look at Devin Bush, again, rookie, we don't know. I think he's going to work better with Mark Barron than Vince Williams this year. Outside linebacker, TJ Watt could be a surprise guy to win Defensive Player of the Year. And you also have Bud Dupree, who is going to be playing for a new contract. Defensive line, you got Hargraves, who should get a new contract. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers try to get that done before the season starts. You got Stephon Tuitt and Cameron Hayward. Both good D linemen, both solid at their position. Both maybe a little bit underrated, to be honest. And now let's talk about a position that cost Steelers a playoff spot last year. It wasn't Brown, it wasn't Bell that cost Steelers a playoff spot. It was their kicking situation. Chris Boswell was really inconsistent last year. Really inconsistent. And it was hard to watch at times. That being said, he's looked good in the preseason. He's looked good in training camp. He's looked good. I expect to see him get the nod over Matthew Wright if they're dead even, unless These upcoming 2 preseason games, Boswell completely folds, and Wright looks spectacular. I expect Boswell to be the kicker. Again, same thing with Jordan Berry and Ian Berryman. Punter hasn't been a strength for the Steelers, but Jordan Berry's looked better than Berryman. I know. Steelers have a thing for berries and punters. Long snapper, it's a long snapper. Nothing to go over. But that's my division rankings, pretty much, where I think they're going to finish the standings. And now we're going to talk about Breakout Player of the Year. And Breakout Player of the Year, I actually had to think a lot about. And this one was really hard for me because I don't want to do a rookie. I don't want to do a rookie because rookies, they're too easy to say, yeah, we've never seen an NFL game. We've never seen a Devin Bush. We've never seen a Greedy Williams. We've never seen a Justice Hill. But man, that's just too easy to go rookie. So I thought Joe Mixon, who we've been expecting him to break out for years, who has the talent to break out. David Njoku. This is the time tight ends break out. It's this year right here. This is Njoku's year to break out. And the Steelers, Terrell Edmonds. I think he's a great defensive player and can break out this year. That being said, I'm going to look at all those guys. Njoku's going to get targets taken away from him due to Odell and Jarvis. I don't think he'll have as good as a year as he would have. I think Joe Mixon's going to have a great year. The question is, do I trust that Bengals O-line? Terrell Edmonds, I think he's going to have a better year than he did last year. I think he's going to improve upon it and become the Steelers' #1 safety. So, all 3 of those guys considered. I'm going to take Joe Mixon. I think Mixon has a 1,200-yard rushing season this year. I think Zach Taylor is going to use him like a Todd Gurley was used last year. We've seen how that system works for running backs. We saw success with Gurley in LA, and we saw some good success with Derrick Henry at the end of the season last year in Tennessee. Matt LaFleur comes from Sean McVay's coaching tree. Sean McVay kind of likes to get the run going a bit to establish the pass. I expect the same thing with Zach Taylor. I expect to see Joe Mixon have a great year this year. I expect to see him rush for 1,200 yards and double-digit touchdowns. Would definitely take him fantasy football. Now the MVP of the division. Who is the MVP of the division? Who's the most valuable player? Now, there are 2 guys here. There are 2 guys. It's 2 QBs. If you notice, I pick QBs for this often because QBs win you the division, in my opinion. It's between Baker Mayfield and Ben Roethlisberger. Baker, if the Browns win the division, it's because of Baker Mayfield. Had a spectacular season. If the Steelers do what the Steelers should do this year, it's because Ben Roethlisberger silenced all the haters and went out there and performed like Ben Roethlisberger. I thought about this long and hard, and I thought, do I want to go with the young gun or do I want to go with the aging veteran? And I'm going to give it to the aging veteran. I think this is going to be the last stand, really, for the Steelers before the Browns kind of come to take it over next year. I think Ben's going to have a 5,000-yard passing season. I think he's going to throw for over 30 touchdowns if he stays healthy. That being said, I think Baker's going to have at least over 4,000 yards, and I think he's going to have close to 30 touchdowns this season. I think those 2 QBs are going to have a great year, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Ben Roethlisberger.